Hell, I'm going to try to do a quick commentary for you. Basically, this is solo flawless Pit of Heresy. I'm going to be running Void Warlock for Devour, with passive guard for swords, and then Karnstein Armlets for healing on melee kills. So a couple important things that you want to make sure you use is passive guard on your artifact mod, enhanced sword scavenger. I'm running Black Talon because I really enjoy that for these first couple encounters, because you can double heavy attack if you have full sword meter, and that double heavy attack will take down the Sword Knights, it'll take down the Ogres in like one shot for that double heavy. So here you can drop down, use your Sparrow. I slow down here so that my Sparrow doesn't tumble off the edge, and then I drop down. You don't want your Sparrow to tumble off the edge so that you can resummon it here. If it hits the ground and explodes, sometimes it won't let you resummon. So I stop it at the top, Sparrow through the rest of it, and then I'm double tapping right here to get my Sparrow to boost that way just a touch so that I don't run into the wall. There were quite a few fail vids where I didn't do that, hopped off the Sparrow, crashed into a wall, and died. And then pull out your Sparrow again, Sparrow off the edge, and then jump to keep yourself from getting hit by the Sparrow as it bounces off that wall. So if you're not familiar with Pit of Heresy, basically you're going to drop down to this specific symbol. I proc Devour here, double heavy, kills the Pit Keeper. Door opens up, I wait for my sword heavy to regen, run through the door. This is why I really like Black Talon right there. And then check these symbols, and then basically you have to take this artifact sword to each of those symbols and kill a specific boss there. One other, you'll see Sheltered by the Void there on the side. That's another mod that I'm running for survivability. If you pause at the beginning, you can see the different loadouts. So I proc Devour again there, kill the Pit Keeper, double heavy attack, grab the relic again, and then the wizard is probably my least favorite by far. The two wizards on the side are a pain, so I try to take them out. Again, Black Talon, double heavy strike, wait for it to regen, double heavy on the other one, and then grab the artifact. Wizard has this tendency to hide behind pillars, so try to stay outside of her slow zone, and then when I get to a good spot I drop a rift. And you just basically land her. And then she'll hide behind these pillars. Don't go too aggressive here. I've gone too aggressive and died quite a few times. But try to stay in your rift if you can. If you can't, you know, just dip back to it when necessary. Alright, so I only have 17 sword ammo left. I'm going to drop down. And I'm dropping the sword because I'm probably not going to have enough for this encounter. And if I drop down one more level, there will be a sword guy down here. So I land next to the ogre. These guys shred you. Be very careful of them. I don't want to use my double heavy attack on the stairs because the first heavy attack will push me into the air and I won't get my second heavy attack out. So I dropped down onto the flat area to make sure the double heavy came out. Insta-kills the ogre. And then I kill the sword knight. Running back up the stairs, so I have to get this next symbol. As long as you can get the wizard first or last, it works really well, because one sword carries enough ammo to do the other, like if you get the Shrieker and then the sword knight, one sword can do both of them. The wizard generally takes the full sword when I do it. If you're really good, you could probably do multiple with same sword for that. This you want to do 2 strikes and then shield. 2 strikes and then shield while you wait for your sword super to generate. So just keep 2 strike, shield, 2 strike, shield, 2 strike, shield, and then you use your super. It does maybe a little more than a third health to the boss. And then I have 58 left sword ammo. So I have plenty to kill the final Shrieker boss. One fun thing about these swords, you can infinite slash in the air to fly. You lose a little bit of height, but it's worth trying. And it's fun. So there's an ogre here in front of me. I'm going to fight him eventually, but I don't want to waste my sword ammo, so I'm going to fly over him and the sword knight. And then I'll deal with them on my way back to the center after I finish this encounter. So I've got my sword super up. I go ahead and use it on the pit keeper, finish him, and then jump in. Get locked onto the wrong thing. I try to get up in between these two pillars, so these two pillars on the side deflect the ogre shots, and then I don't have to deal with like the crazy recoil. Kill the Shrieker, run out before the ogres can get a shot. And then I drop the relic sword because I would much rather have Black Talon for this kill. Again, double heavy. Ogre's gone. I don't need another relic sword, so I just jump over that guy. And now I have my Nova Bomb to kill this final pit keeper. Generally he spawns in the center. This time it's nice and he's walking right out towards me. Kill him with Nova Bomb. That procs Devour. So I get a couple sword kills here while I wait for the door to open up, just to make sure I don't die. Door opens, run through it. Dodge side to side. And continue on. So now you can see I have charged with light on the side. I mentioned the protective light before. I run taking charge, so when I pick up an orb of light, I get charged with light. And then when you kill stuff with a Masterworks item or weapon, it'll give you an orb. Pick up the orb, gives you charge with light, and then you'll have sheltering energy, the void mod, and that can help save you in a lot of instances, especially with these ogres. If they slam you, it can very quickly save you from smashing into a wall. So try to always make sure, if you're running this specific build, I try to always make sure I'm charged with light. There are probably more efficient ways to go through this area. I put some maps in the link. Basically, I jump in here though, proc Devour, kill this guy, and then I try to make sure I'm at full heavy ammo just in case I need swords, so I drop this to get the Hive Armaments mod to proc. So when I kill something with a grenade, I get heavy energy back. Now, I want to bait this ogre over here, so that when I run through here, he's not at the other side. That gets him far enough away from the door that I can run up here. I stick to the left wall so he doesn't see me, and then I orb dupe here. So to orb dupe, you're going to change weapons and then immediately dunk the orb. And then I swing there so he doesn't smash me into a wall. And then I was trying to hit this thing, but he ended up hitting. Okay, so right there, sheltered by the void. I almost died, but because I was charged with light, it kept it. So now I'm trying to get my orb of light again to make sure I'm still charged with light in case I run into another hairy situation. So I've got Devour procced. Again, stick to the left wall just in case the ogre's coming. I orb dupe again, switch weapons, immediately dunk. Also, don't pick up the orb too quickly after orb duping, or the orb won't register. Like, the orb will just disappear. Alright, I slide. He's there, so I'm going to have to jump back to here. If you weren't there, I would have gone right and then gone through one of the earlier rooms. This takes a little bit longer, but I didn't want to risk dying there. So again, like, it'll take you a little while to get used to the map here. Alright, here I'm trying to use his smash to give me a little bit of distance. It didn't launch me quite as far as I was hoping, but I'm still able to dodge back and forth. If you jump and swing the orb, you go a little bit faster. Alright, and then dunk the final orb, and then here I switch to Well of Radiance for orb duping in this room. It makes the room a lot easier. The timing is very, very tight, but it's definitely worth doing because I feel like this room is much more difficult without the orb dupes. Alright, so you drop the rally banner to get your super up, you kill a couple of these guys, and then you have to get on this plate in the center very quickly or it'll kill you. Now you kill as many of these red bars as you can from this plate, And right now I'm just waiting for the sword guy to spawn over here. Or not the sword guy, the orb carrier. Then I run over here. You have to kill this guy really quickly so that you have enough time to get back to this center plate before it kills you. See the fire is getting higher and higher. Alright, that resets it. I drop my well, grab the orb. I'm going to dupe the orb 3 times here. You have to get a total of 6. But you have time to drop 3. And then I grab the orb and reset the plate. If you don't reset there, it's very tight and it may kill you. I dunk a 4th orb, then I throw a grenade because all the thrall come in. After the 4th orb, that's 5 dupes. And final orb is in. Pull out my sword, passive guard, just jump around, wait for the ads to respawn. This is maybe the most stressful of the encounters, because if you mess up an orb dupe, you maybe have time to mess it up once. If you mess up more than once, you're pretty much going to die. Be careful here. There's no need to rush this part. Drop down. You'll check these symbols. These are actually my favorite symbols to get. I've only got them like twice. But again, I dropped a map of this area in the description. What you'll want to do is take a look at that. Take your time here. I died quite a few times because my jump didn't work correctly, or it glitched, or I just didn't jump right. But in this case, I'm staying right side. Kill a little thrall. Snipers at the end are going to be a pain, but I don't need to kill them now. I throw 1 sword heavy. That kills the Shrieker. Then I jump over. Try to take out a few of the red bars while I wait for the wizard. Alright, double heavy on wizards almost kills them. And then you can finish them off generally with something else. There's some wizards that when you hit them twice, they'll fall off the edge and die. But in general, like, take your time. Don't rush it too much. If you have a longer range weapon, you can just use a double heavy slash and then use like an auto rifle, pulse rifle, sniper rifle, whatever. Alright, second wizard is going to be right here up close. 2 slashes, dead. I get a little worried here because I get stuck in the slow field and it's kind of chaotic, but again, sheltered by the void. See that popping up? I think that might have saved me there. I'm not sure if I would have survived if I hadn't had protective light running. I'm being super careful with these jumps because I got to this point quite a few times and then fell off the edge. Alright, final wizard. Take out these 2. Pull out sword. Throw a grenade. She ended up being in the right spot that it popped her shield, so then 2 sword slashes killed her. Jump back to center. Obviously the symbols you get are probably going to be different, so you'll have to look at the map to see where you have to go. Alright, so that's probably the hardest part of the boss fight, or the Pit of Heresy done. I would say the orb duping room is probably the most stressful. This one you just have to be careful jumping around, and then the boss fight actually is not that bad. You have to be careful, but as long as you're conservative and not taking too many risks, it's not that bad. So here, I'm just running up to the rally banner. And then I'm going to switch to a Relentless Strikes and Whirlwind sword. This is really going to help for boss damage and make sure I can do... I mean, if you're someone like Esoteric, you can 1-phase it. For someone like me, it lets you be able to 2-phase it. I'm not at the level that I can just take him out in 1. I try to kill at least most of these little guys in the middle just because they're kind of annoying. So I kill those 3, and then I go for the sword guy. Again, I make sure I'm charged with light. Grab the relic. The easiest boss to kill is by far the Shrieker, because you just stand here and deflect. Then I kill these other guys around. This actually has a pretty big splash radius. Toss a couple down. Try to kill some guys on the lower area, just to keep some of the ads at bay. Alright, and then I grab the orb. You don't want to dunk in this first one because he's standing right there. If he's not standing there, you can try dunking. Now, I'm a little low on health here. So I didn't want to go to the other one because the sword guy was standing there. So I dunk here, I grab the orb, run around. I'm trying to get my Karnstein Armlets to proc health regen. So you can see Vampire's Caress there. Now my health is regenning, so I can dunk here without really worrying about it. You can see my health is still regenning. And then I dunk the third orb here. I miss it. And then I finally get it. And I'm like, oh shoot, again, Sheltering Void, right? That's probably saved my life there. Now, I drop a Rift here because sometimes he starts moving during the damage phase. And when the Exploders come out in a minute, I want to make sure I have my well up. And he's in my well. So I drop my well now instead of at the beginning. And then you just keep chopping. You want to use all standard slashes until your power is back up, and then you want to use your power attack. But between there, because you have Relentless Strikes and Whirlwind on, you want to keep using standard. As long as you do half damage here, you should be good. I try to get a little bonus damage, and then I jump out before I die. Now this is a really weird mechanic. I don't fully understand it, but I think if you do enough damage, he goes through like 2 sort of damage phases and respawns all of the ads. So right here, I died multiple times trying to just run around and kill ads because Exploders will respawn, and running around with a sword against Exploders is not a great idea. So I go up here because you can't damage him right now, and it's just chaos down there. I come up here to just kind of sit and wait. A lot of the times the little thrall will come running up and you can kill them here to re-proc your charges of light. But right now I'm just waiting. Eventually you'll see, there we go, the crystal surges with dark energy. So this is the boss plunging his sword back into the ground again. And you'll see the green flash, there we go. Alright, so now that resets and I can actually kill this Shrieker now. To do that, I have to get a sword. So I want to kill these guys real quick. Make sure I'm not getting shot in the back. Start getting hit by the Shrieker. I'm a little concerned. Again, sheltered by the void. Grab the sword, run back up. Okay, and then now I realize, oh, the Exploders made it up here. This is kind of a problem. So I try to jump over them so that they don't kill me. I go over to the side. I'm still listening, and I hear Shriekers to my left, so I look over there just to see where they are. They will kill you so quickly. So I take out that guy. I take out this guy. And then I throw a couple down just to see if there's anybody else down there. Grab the orb. He's not standing in front of this one now, so I can dunk here. Orb dupe. Proc Karnstein Armlets, or Karnstein Armlets. Run to the second one. Orb dupe again. Pick up the third. Now I look down, I don't have my super yet. So I can't dunk the third one safely, because otherwise I won't have my super for the boss fight. So I want to get a couple more orbs to try to regen, kill a few people, make sure my heavy is topped off. So basically I'm just running around waiting for my super to regen right now. Kill another red bar. Run around to the left. See if there's anybody. Kill this sword guy. Pick it up and keep running. The orb will despawn if you let it sit for too long, so try to make sure you don't leave it. And then these 4 thrall are perfect. Guy gets blown up by his own people, I think. Alright, so now my super is regened. I drop the third orb in, get out of his fire slash, drop a rift. And so you'll see like those started at 12,000 damage, and then now it's up to 16 because of the whirlwind. Alright, now because he's got fire and he's staying there, I drop my Well of Radiance. And then I just hope he stays in the well long enough for me to kill him before the Exploders kill me. And there we go. Finished off the boss. This was a relief. It actually, I've done it without this specific sword build, it took way longer. So I was trying to get a clean run for this, and this took quite a few attempts. So definitely try to do it while passive guard and enhanced sword scavenger on the artifact, but definitely doable without it. So hope you enjoyed and were able to learn.